Welcome, 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 collectives, to another reading. This is your girl, Ora-gen. I want to thank you so much for being here with me on this most excellent Saturday, July 26th of 2025, 11:46 a.m. on the clock as we begin the reading, guys. If you are seeing any combination of numbers associated with today's date and the start time of this reading, please do check those numbers out in the gematria and angel number meanings. You might be seeing 25, 26, 26, 25, 222, 666, 1146, 46, 26, any combination of number, guys. Or if this reading drew you in and it resonates like the title of it, definitely check out any of those numbers in the angel number and gematria meanings in association with today's message. Guys, today's download, I'm going to dive right in because I am going to do a second part to this video. So just stay with me through the video and we'll go into part 2 and I'll pull some cards on today's message. But big shout out to the subscribers of the channel. Excuse me. Subscribers of the channel, big shout out. Those who are visiting the channel or checking it out for the first, second, third, fourth time, welcome, welcome. Definitely, if you are feeling the vibe and want to connect with that higher frequency energy, please do hit the like, share, subscribe, and hit the all button so that you get all notifications as videos are being released. You can also check us out on TikTok as well at Ora-gen_lightworker. Okay, let's get into it. So today's download, guys, you just made a choice that put you ahead of the game, whether you know it or not. You just made a choice that put you ahead of the game, whether you know it or not. So this was interesting, guys, because I saw in the download a collectives member that has a lot of options. But your spirit team is guiding you behind the scenes, and you are exactly where you need to be. So guys, this is a message of confirmation today. If you are seeing this message or this message is resonating with you, this is your message. We have a channeled song associated with today's reading. I heard Vivir mi vida playing over and over again. This song is by, actually there's a rendition of it done by Mark Anthony, but I did find that the original song was a singer by the name of Khalid, and this version of the song was actually sang in French and Arabic. I did not know that. It was called C'est la vie. And this song was released 10 years ago in 2012. Well, it wouldn't be 10 years now because it's 2025. I don't know, but it was released in 2012. So Mark Anthony's salsa version was released in 2013 and was produced by Sergio George on May 15th of 2023. So there could be something here with the region associated with the original song. So something having to do with France, or someone who is French or Algerian, somebody who speaks French or Algerian, maybe somebody who is of Arabic descent. There could be something here with someone with the name Mark or Anthony, somebody with the name George or Sergio. There could be some significance to the date May 15 of 2023. Maybe that was a significant year for you, or a year when you started to notice some shift, or the year of an awakening. That's another thing that's coming to the forefront. 2013 could also be significant for you. Maybe something happened during that time period, or you noticed a shift in 2013. 2012 could also be significant. There is a video I saw recently that was talking about how 2012 was the beginning of like a timeline shift associated with ascension-based energy. So there could be something to that in association with today's message. Okay, guys, we're just clearing out the energy here for today's download and reading. Definitely removing any energies that are resistive, hindering, blocking, and only energies associated with the New Earth energy, and helping us to really understand this message may remain, including my spirit team as I speak it so it is. Guys, some really strong energy here for whomever this message resonates with. You may have been feeling like unclear about some things, or having moments where you lacked clarity, where things felt foggy. I'm picking that up. Maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed, stepping into some ascension-based energy, and are trying to sort through that. But you're getting a confirmation today that even though there's a lot of options on the table, believe it or not, as you are having intuitive nudges, having certain feelings, thoughts, maybe there's a quick movement in a different direction than what you thought you were going to go. You are actually being guided behind the scenes by your spirit team and your guides. And you may not even be fully cognitively aware of what's happening. But let this message serve as a confirmation for you today. So I did look up the lyrics to Mark Anthony's Vivir Mi Vida, just to understand maybe some more information associated with like who this message might resonate with, or why this might be coming up, or what this message is truly about. Okay, so I did see here that the lyrics are actually very beautiful. I don't have all of them here, but he's saying things like, I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna live my life. Sometimes rain comes to clean wounds. Sometimes just a drop can overcome the drought. So there's something very clarifying, something about, regardless of what happens, staying in an elevated or higher frequency associated with joy, laughter, love, regardless of what happens. Definitely with the timeline that we're on, guys, I feel like that's super important because there's a lot of shifts happening, and there's timelines that are kind of now beginning to separate. So energies, individuals, beings that are going to be going a certain route, and then individuals, energies, beings that are going to be going a different route. Wow, there's a lot of information coming in this download. Apologies, there's a lot coming in the background while I'm speaking. But there's going to be a lot happening here, and you might be feeling or picking up on this complex energy at this time. And what I mean by complex is there's so much happening in the energy, you may not be able to describe exactly what it is you're feeling, but you can just feel strong energies and that there's a shift or a change happening at this time. And you can't fully put your finger on it possibly, or you're having a hard time describing what you're feeling. But you are being encouraged that regardless of whether these feelings coming up feel challenging, whether they feel in alignment, whether they bring feelings of joy, or whether they bring feelings of discouragement, you are being encouraged to stay in a high vibrational frequency as best as you can at this time. And that's really what I think this song, Vivir Mi Vida, is, why it's channeling in, is because it's like a repetitive encouragement that regardless of what's happening, to stay in a high frequency or vibration. And that actually has something to do with the shift that's happening right now, and how your guides, your spirit team, are able to access you with information. When you're in a lower vibration, they are having a harder time or more challenged with reaching you with information. You might be more closed off to it. So you are being encouraged to stay up at this time vibrationally. Okay? Also, recognizing, like that part of the lyric, that sometimes rain comes to clean wounds. There may have been challenges, difficulties, pain, hardships, things that you've gone through that have felt almost like so painful you weren't sure how you would make it through it. But sometimes these challenges and experiences that we go through actually help us to grow through something, or to pick up new skill sets, or to understand how to work through a challenge, because maybe there's something coming down the line that we need to have certain tools for. And by tools, I mean understanding of how to move through something. And if we've never been through it, or we've never had a challenge like that, we won't know how to move through whatever is coming. So this could also have to do with assisting others. I'm picking up that some of you are healers, energy workers. You have incarnated at this time to help with the current transition and timeline shift. So there are some tools that you are being given kind of like rapidly, because something is coming and you will need to know how to help in these ways. Okay? So really interesting download today. Something about a choice that you made that put you ahead of the game, whether you know it or not. This could be new information, new tools. This could also be positioning, like you are relocating or moving to a new location that you did not think you were going to be moving to. You had no idea that that was even an option on the table, nor did you think about it as an option. But all of a sudden, that's what you're doing. There's a reason. And whether you know it or not, that choice you just made actually puts you 20 steps ahead of the game. It might have even protected you from something you didn't even know you needed protecting from. Okay, so with that, guys, I'm going to go into the second half of the video, and we're going to pull some cards here to see more about what this is, this choice potentially that you made, or why we are hearing about this reading at this time, and who this reading might resonate with. So guys, follow me over into the second half of the video where we can pull some cards and see what's going on. Okay, collectives, welcome back to the second half of the video. We are going to dive into this energy here associated with today's message. And just as a heads up, I did do a pre-pull because I wanted to see just kind of what was coming up, past, present, and future tense associated with today's message. So first up was the story cubes. And I have introverted, winter, simile, depression, and calm. So as I kind of just sat with this and meditated for a moment associated with today's energy, what I could see is that there's some sort of energy here that was trying to create a reality or an illusion, basically, that someone viewed as a reality here. Something that was supposed to keep an energy kind of off to themselves and introverted in a winter mindset instead of a spring mindset. When I think of spring, I think of seeds blooming, things pushing through the dirt, things coming to life. They were trying to keep the energy in a winter-like state where things are at rest, not in motion, okay? And I did pick up here that this may have caused some depression for someone. Someone might have felt like they were in a more depressive state. Or it could be that that was the intention, was to get somebody into a state where things weren't moving and they felt just kind of overwhelmed, burdened by the results that they just continued to not get until they stayed stuck. basically. But I'm also seeing from the calm story cube that, and definitely in alignment with today's message, whomever you are who resonates with today's energy might be aware that you had some energies around you that were stifling or trying to cause you to go into a winter-like state and not get in motion. Like some energies that were creating situations around you that were supposed to give the impression that it was time for you to stop working. Whomever you are, you're very calm about this and aware. Now, the next thing I had out on the table was the tarot, just to track past, present, and future tense energy. So for past energy, we did have the Two of Swords. I have air sign and Libra on the table. And then I have the Tower in reverse. Also the Two of Swords is in reverse. Fire and Mars energy. So what I was able to pick up from these two cards coming out when I asked about past energy, it's like somebody was trying to keep somebody stuck. Once again, more confirmation. You know, with this card, we see kind of the person really having to focus and kind of block everything else out just to be able to make a choice or a decision. So it's like somebody was trying to mess with someone's ability to be able to just be clear or have clarity on what choices they needed to make and kind of keep them in that state where they're constantly having to do only one thing at a time, block everything else out, or constantly pick the lesser of two evils just to try and make it. And then we have the Tower in reverse. So I feel that this card really represents, in association with today's energy, like something here that was meant to keep personal transformation from occurring, like something that has to do with a change or a shift maybe that you needed to make or that needed to happen in order for you to get on the right track. Now, normally when I see a tower in reverse, I'm thinking, oh, good, somebody avoided a tower. And this is also true. You did avoid a tower, but that's because you were awakened to this energy that was around you and that it was manipulating, that it was an illusion. It wasn't real. And so you were able to move around this some kind of way. So not only did you avoid a tower, you avoided whatever this energy was that was trying to keep you from having or experiencing personal transformation. Okay. Then we have present energy. We had a Page of Swords in reverse and the Sun in reverse. I was like, yikes, this is the present energy. So air and earth on the table, also fire and sun sign on the table. Guys, it looks like there might be an air sign or an earth sign, or this might be aspected in your chart. Also, take the energy as it resonates. If you don't resonate with the signs and you resonate with the message, that's okay. It's like somebody, once again, confirmation, was utilizing some sort of deception or manipulation to keep you stuck. They're still doing it. They have not stopped. This is the present energy. It doesn't mean that it's affecting you the way that it was, and you might even be fully aware of it, but they're still in this energy of manipulation and creating illusions, okay? I also pick up from the simile story cube that this might be symbolic or representative of a bigger picture situation. So this message could relate to you as an individual, or this message could be representative of groups that are being affected by certain energies. We're going to get to that in a second. Then with the Sun card in reverse, definitely it was something that they did not want, or these energies did not want illuminated. And they wanted to keep you, energies, individuals, whomever resonates with this message, in a state where you're feeling down. You're feeling like pessimistic, depressed. Like something here about the truth not being illuminated. So they're really desperately trying to keep something hidden or to make it so something is not clear and or seen. Okay? So that's our present energy that's still going on. Future tense. This energy is wild. We have the Four of Wands in reverse, more fire and Aries on the table. And then we have the Eight of Swords, air, and Gemini. So you guys have some sort of personal celebration or inner harmony that you are stepping into, okay? I'm still seeing some conflict about a situation or some energies. And I believe what I'm looking at here is these energies that I mentioned a moment ago that have not stopped doing what they're doing because they haven't achieved their purpose. So for some reason, these energies feel really compelled to keep going with whatever this is they're doing. But you have personal celebrations and transformation coming your way. These energies are still trying to keep you in self-imposed restriction and negative thoughts. So basically, they want you to destroy your own opportunity. That's what I'm picking up. Putting it simply, I asked Spirit about future tense energy, and these two characters popped out of the deck, the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords. Now, these two rascals popped out in the upright. And it's true. Some of the collectives might be in a Hierophant or Queen of Swords energy, but I knew good and well that this energy, once again, we're talking about manipulators, that was not accurate. There's a Taurus and maybe a Virgo or a Libra, maybe all three, that are involved in trying to keep somebody in some sort of inverted energy because they're inverted. Might be three individuals, three energies, three entities, three spaces, places, things. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but there's some energies here that are representing the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords. Now, what do we know about the Hierophant in reverse? Okay, let's talk about it. You know, a lot of times this talks about going against the grain of institution, tradition, society, and things like that. But in this case, this is somebody in a position I'm picking up of respect as a Hierophant. You know, somebody who might be a lead in an institution, somebody who institutes religious tradition, society and its rules. Oh, no, you can't do it this way. You got to do it that way. Okay, I'm picking up this is that energy, but inverted. Okay, so this could be an actual organization, a group, a way of looking at things, society and conformity. It's something like that associated with this Queen of Swords energy, which could represent a person, place, or a space. But in the reverse, Queen of Swords is overly emotional, bitchy, cold-hearted, cruel. It's not a nice energy. It's like excessive low vibrational feminine energy. It's not north node. It's just the opposite of that. And it's imbalanced. There's some sort of imbalance here with a feminine-based energy that has something to do with institutions, tradition, religion, society, and conformity that does not like you or what you're doing for some reason. And they try to manipulate again in the energy. The energy's like crappy. The cards were inverted. Well, they came out upright, but they're actually not in the correct position. I could see that by the way they flew out. There's no way those are upright cards. So as I stated before, these energies are still manipulating in the energy. Okay, so now let's ask Spirit about what is it that collectives did. We're gonna go from the Intuitive Whispers Oracle, and we're gonna ask Spirit, like, what did collectives do that you may not be aware of, or that you might be aware of, that actually put you ahead of the game? You didn't even know potentially that this was going to have this effect, because you have some energies that definitely want to see you stop doing what you're doing or fail. I will not be in this energy long. It is not great. I'm sure it hasn't been great for whomever's been dealing with this, and I'm definitely sending love and light to whoever resonates. Yeah, you guys trusted yourself. Number 26 is on the table. By the way, there's a lot here with twos. Things are coming out in twos. So 222, 22, 22, 22. And we have two again. Trust yourself. We have an owl here on the card and the heart. We also have the third eye or pineal. So you are someone who is naturally this way, or you've stepped into this energy. You've begun to trust yourself, your intuition, that's the third eye energy, and your heart, and you're letting that guide you. And that's why we see the owl emerging from this symbology, because that is where your higher wisdom emanates from. Okay? So number 26, trust yourself. Something here about your third eye, your heart, and your higher wisdom that you've tapped into. This has helped you. Look at this. Number 42, more two energy. It's time to shine. Here we have the moon energy, we have the north node light, and we have a beautiful tigress that is crouching down by a pool of water. So something is illuminated. You're being made new and you're refreshing yourself. There's something here about you refreshing yourself at this pool of water. So something that you did actually brought clarity, illumination, and gave you power. Because when I see the tiger, I think of sheer power. You know, the ability to be able to have intuition, to hunt, to support and maintain oneself. If you are a person that is a parent, you're able to do that as well, because big or large cats are able to take care of their cubs or the baby cats very well. There's something here about your ability to survive and how this has helped you with whatever this is you've overcome. So there's something here that you trusted yourself with, and it's going to allow you to step into some form of illumination, or something is being illuminated for you. Yes, number 11. 1111 or 111, there is a crown activation that is happening for you at this time. Wow. The vulnerability card, number 39, this has popped up twice. Vulnerability is power. You guys have been able to get around your ego and understand that just because you're vulnerable doesn't mean that you're weak or that you can be taken advantage of. It's okay to be vulnerable in the appropriate settings, but it's also okay to step into this, tigress energy or tiger energy, because I'm picking up a heavy feminine energy. Whenever you need to, you can step right into it. And just as a note here, guys, number 39, vulnerability is power. We see a female tiger or tigress with her cub. Once again, confirmation. Somebody might like tigers, or somebody might have a tiger like spirit animal kind of situation going on. Something here about the tigress and whomever resonates with today's message. But you're having a crown activation. These energies are trying to keep you from having this activation. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, they're unraveling. Number 2, more 2 energy. 222, 2222. They're unraveling. There are some illusions and some of these illusions and what's the word I'm looking for? People trying to create a fake situation and have you believe it's a reality. Let's put it that way. For some reason, I can't think of the word, but illusion is the one that's coming to the front of my mind. But basically, these people were manipulating in the energy. It's interesting I keep saying people because it's energies, but there's definitely some people involved in manipulating in the energy to stop you from doing something. They wanted to unravel something. It's not working. Whatever you just did recently put you ahead of the game. What did collectives do? Definitely they trusted themselves. They learned how to use their vulnerability as power. Okay? You're listening to your higher intuitive self. You're tapping in with your passions. But what specifically did collectives do? Might be multiple messages here because multiple people might resonate. Something about the wisdom of the solar plexus. Interesting. Somebody tried to unravel your solar plexus. That has to do with your gut instinct. Somebody tried to stop your gut instinct. This is crazy. But you had a crown activation. They weren't able to do this. Wow. Yeah, there's some sort of wisdom that lies in your solar plexus, your ability to reason and make some sort of choice that you reasoned on here recently. And you didn't even know that by making that choice, it was going to have the level of ripple effect that it had. Wow. Let's go over here to guides. Guides of the hidden realms. Let's see what the guides have to say. Spirit, what do we need to know? Or what does the collectives need to know today about this message? You guys just did something here recently where you used your gut to make a decision, but actually it was your third eye and your higher self. You listened to it, or you listened to your guides, and you made a choice here recently that unraveled something that these energies were trying to make it stick. They were trying to make something work with an illusion. You unraveled the illusion. Wow, that's amazing. Let's see. Can we have one guide, Spirit? Just one. One guide, please. And a message that the collectives need to hear. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, look at this. Frozen for a time, number 16. Non-action, slow down, not yet. Yep. It was something you made a decision on here in association with movement. Okay, let's see what this says. Number 16. Maybe you didn't jump ahead on something that you were thinking you were going to jump ahead on, and it helped you out. Number 16. Here we go. Let's see what this has to say. So this guide is called Frozen for a Time. This one says key concepts: non-action, slow down, winter season, wait for a better time, not yet. The season of winter is a time of rest and non-action for all kinds of life. There are some plants losing their leaves or shutting down their growing energy. Some animals enter hibernation, slowing down their life force and entering the dream time. Now is a similar time for you. A season of non-action enables you to rest and gives you the opportunity to dream again. Contemplate the life you're given and your past and future choices. This is not to say nothing could happen now, but perhaps you've gotten ahead of yourself. Do you see this? What did I just talk about? And need to get back in sync with the universe's plans. Maybe something different will manifest now that you've done so much inner work. Winter appears so you can put things on ice and wait until a better, more aligned time returns. For now, no matter your query, slow down, observe, take a break, and then let go. Things might be slower than you want, and that has to be okay. What appears to be not for you may only be the universe saying not yet. It's time to make space for something new to develop within you. Soon it will spring again with many more opportunities to help your dreams come true. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. That's so interesting. Here we have the whole wintertime theme popping up yet again. So these energies were trying to keep you in this state of it's not time yet, it's not time yet, it's not time yet, it's not time yet, over and over and over again. So it's like the Two of Swords energy, where you're just like waiting for your moment. You're blindfolded, you're focused, and you're waiting for your moment. They were trying to keep you in this energy. Now, it looks like Spirit is saying that something that you were getting ready to choose was not for you, and that there was something else that the universe had for you. So that tells me, when I ask the question, what did collectives do? Whomever resonates with today's message, and this has been confirmed, you made a choice to not do something that looked like maybe an obvious choice, the best choice, maybe something you were excited to rush into, you held off. You were frozen for a time. You took more time to think about it. You took more time to chew it over. And now Spirit is bringing back around the right pathway, the right doorway for you because of this choice you made. And this plays into the energy that I spoke about earlier with people trying to manipulate and create illusions for you. So you wouldn't know which doorway to walk through and which one to leave alone. That's clear. So you avoided something that could have been a pitfall, is what I'm hearing, by choosing a different door. Somebody made a choice here that actually saved them from a lot of hassle and being delayed further. These energies were trying to keep you frozen for a very long time. Instead, you were only frozen for a time. You took a moment to think about it and to process, and you decided not to make that choice. So if you made a different choice that was in alignment, great job. If you haven't seen what your choice is to make yet, let this message serve as confirmation. It's coming. Because you're someone who is tapped in to your vulnerability as power, and also your third eye and heart chakra energy, and you are undergoing a crown activation. Okay? Something here about your solar plexus and your crown. I don't know if maybe somebody's been dealing with like kind of dull pains in the head, or like tummy issues or tightness in the abdomen region. You know, there might have been some physical symptoms that you're picking up on. You're going through an activation. This is not medical advice. This has to do with the energy, guys. Okay? So definitely, if you're having medical issues, go see a physician. But I'm speaking about from an energy standpoint, you might be dealing with some sort of elevation or activation. And you might be feeling like body symptoms from that. So if you haven't seen what choice to make since you chose to leave a certain choice alone, it's going to be illuminated. We had multiple cards speaking about illumination on the table today, okay? So the answer is coming. You don't have to rush. So having a moment where you are frozen for a time, what Spirit is saying today is that's okay. Let it be until you're shown the correct path. Now, to close out, I'm going to give you something from the Inner Effing Peace Oracle, okay? And that is so you can have a process here, or maybe something to think about while you're waiting for that doorway to appear, or to get that cue or clue from your higher self, your spirit team and guides. This is the one, go, go, go. Or maybe you've already made your choice and you just need to take some time out for self-care, because that's important while we're going through shifts and changes, especially chakra activations, okay? And that could be your spirit team and your guides assisting you with that. So let's go on ahead and pull a card here for self-care, or a thought to assist with self-care today for the collectives. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Pencil it into your schedule. There's something that you guys need to do regularly. And when I flip the card over, it says the power of serenity now. Once again, you guys need to take moments to engage with self-care, serenity, bringing yourself into a peaceful state. This was also backed up by our Guides of the Hidden Realms card, which talked about the importance of self-care while being in a state of non-movement. Doesn't mean you're not moving. It just means that you're taking time to pause, reflect, while you're discerning, or while your spirit team is helping you to discern what the next step is. While things are being illuminated, you are being encouraged to engage with self-care. This is confirmation, and you guys here are being encouraged to pencil this into your schedule. Make sure that you actually buy out time for this. It's not an option, because it has to do with your ascension. It's going to help you with tapping and tuning in, okay? So somebody here also might like koi or goldfish. Okay, somebody might like to fish or be by the water. Those might be other elements that resonate for you. But guys, that is the message for today. You guys have something really awesome coming your way, and it's about to be illuminated if that hasn't already happened. Remember, the timeline is different for everyone who hears the messages. Somebody might be in the present energy or the future energy or the past energy. It just depends on what resonates for you. But wherever you are in the timeline, you're being encouraged that you're not wrong. You have noticed that there are some resistive and or blocking energies that have been around you that were trying to keep you in a state of illusion about your ability to be able to move forward. So even though you were frozen for a time, you're being shown the next step so you can know which direction to go. You've got something really great coming your way, and that's why these energies were resistive. And it looks like they have something to do with like somebody who gets down with organizations, beliefs, societal or systemic viewpoints that are commonly held, like on a systemic level. And it looks like you're not in alignment with those. And so maybe it's disturbing to these energies, but that's not your job to process that for them. It is your job at this time in this incarnation to be here to do the work that you are here to do. Okay? So keep that in mind as well, especially if this is somebody close to you. So guys, that is the message for today. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Hit the all button so you get all of the notifications so you don't miss your message. The downloads are coming through, okay? Also, definitely, whether you're watching this video on YouTube or TikTok, feel free to watch on either platform. I've posted the @ for each of those platforms here in this video. And also, you can subscribe for the one tier we have over on TikTok, $5.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. You get exclusive content, replay of the live videos. You can ask me to pull a card on the live video, and others cannot do that. So there's a lot of exclusive content and things that you can do with that one tier on TikTok. So we are definitely building our sub community, and you are most welcome to join. So guys, with that being said, I want to thank you so much for being here for the video. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. Love and light, guys.